So in 1972, a woman named Shirley Chisholm was running for president. She was the first Black woman ever to seek the nomination of a major party. She was a pioneer. She was a trailblazer. She was a voice for the voiceless. And one of her opponents in that presidential election was George Wallace, the governor of Alabama. Now, George Wallace was a notorious segregationist. He had fought the Civil Rights Act, and he had fought for his state not to follow the dictates of the Civil Rights Act, even after it had been passed, to the point where he went and physically stood in the doorway of the University of Alabama in order to keep Black students out. He was most famous for saying segregation now, segregation tomorrow, segregation forever. Shirley Chisholm and George Wallace could not have been further apart. She represented the hope of a new America, and George Wallace represented in some of the worst ways the ugliness of the old. But then something tragic happened, and in May of 1972, while he was campaigning in Maryland, George Wallace was shot and paralyzed from the waist down, and that shooting ended his presidential bid. And less than a month later, Shirley Chisholm walked into his hospital room and sat with him and talked with him and prayed with him. Her staff actually begged her not to go. Her constituents were furious that she would even consider this. Why would she show kindness to this man who had done so much harm? But she went anyway. And she told him, I wouldn't want what happened to you to happen to anyone. She didn't lecture him. She didn't try to change his mind. She just did for him what she would have wanted him to have done for her, whether he would have or not. And according to his daughter, George Wallace at that moment broke down in tears. And that hospital visit became a turning point for him and for politics in the state of Alabama.